In 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3, Paul is advising Timothy to note that the time will come when men will not put up with sound doctrine. This is what it says. For the time will come when men will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. Now, what Paul is telling Timothy, he is revealing to Timothy about the time and days and seasons of deception. The reason men will not put up with the sound doctrine, it is because of the desires they have. The desires. So deception banks on the desires that one has. Each one of us have desires every day in the family, concerning life, business. We have so many desires in life. And the devil banks on those desires to throw us into the confusion of deception. So the desires are the main ground for deception. Chances and opportunity will provide themselves. And you will think that this is an opportunity God has given me. Literally knowing that it is a door for you to be thrown into deception. Incidents have happened in my life, and when I think about them, it was an opportunity for me to be cast into deception. One of them is when I was in class 8. When I was in my room of studies at night, because I was in class 8 and the exams were due. One night at around 10:30, I entered my room after evening studies, only to find a lady lying on my bed waiting for me. Many things. The devil spoke many words to me to try challenge my stand of integrity. All those words that the devil was whispering to me were meant to cast me into deception. If I would have accepted to do what the devil wanted, I would have been thrown into the confusion of deception. So the desires that we have strongly motivate deception. The personal desires that we have motivate us towards deception. But we should stand, we should make our ground firm and make sure deception does not have a leeway into our lives. Deception can have a way through many doors. There are many doors and windows through which deception can swallow somebody. And I'm sharing this to you to help someone stand firm against deception. Because when you are deceived, you will always think you are on the right track, not knowing you have already been cast into deception. In itself, deception is a drift from the truth. So we should not allow the desires that we have to give opportunity for deception to take control over our lives. There are many verses in the Bibles today that are misused. When a verse is misused, it becomes deception. Verses like that advice of Paul to Timothy. Take a little wine. People misuse that verse to mean drinking alcohol. And many, many more verses are being used by deception. So it is up to the child of God to make sure that you are safe from deception. Look at the Pharisees and teachers of the law. They used the law of Moses in the way of deception, not in the way of truth. They argue with Jesus. They question him on things which they themselves should know and should be aware of, that this is the way to follow. Faith, salvation, prayer, fasting, the Bible, preaching, the gifts, all of these things, the devil can stand on one and drift you into deception so that you end up in deception without you knowing. And that is why you have to guard your faith. You have to guard yourself. You have to be watchful. When a man divorces and marries, what he has done is unbiblical. But does it mean that because he has done, he should teach others to do that? When you start teaching others to do the wrong that you have done, you are already in deception. And that is why we as believers, we have to be watchful. It is wrong to sin, but it is detestable and an abomination to teach others to do the sin that you did. That will be a great deception. So deception is in the center stage of the church. I should not begin a church so as to become rich. I should not prophesy so as to become rich. I should not use my gift to make others my slaves. That is deception. So all these things I'm mentioning so that somebody can keep themselves safe from falling into deception. You have to watch out. Look at fasting, as good as it is. Look at prayer, as good as it is. Today people forsake Jesus for prayer. People forsake Jesus for prayer. So it is important for us to be free from deception in all ways possible.